How tall do you like your women? 5 feet? 5.5 feet? 6 feet? Over 6 feet? Well, what about 26 feet? 8 meters to be exact. Chieri's Love is 8 meters. It's a story of a high school girl who is, you guessed it, 8 meters tall, in a will they won't they with her classmate and childhood friend, Kotaki Imeji. It's a sweet story about a girl who is too big, her assets are quite large, trying to fit in, literally and figuratively. She's a sweet girl, facing the problems of modern life. She just wants to find a nice guy and pass her exams. And here we just follow her through them. Her usual trials and tribulations are very much grounded, which is quite ironic for her out of this world size, where she's trying to pass an exam, she's feeling not quite so confident about going to a public pool, and in one chapter she helps to find a lost cat. It's quite sweet. It's so low stakes, you have no idea. If she doesn't find the lost cat, nothing happens. You know she'll find it. It's always a happy ending. Sometimes there's combative moments, but they're all very quickly resolved with the power of friendship. There's a character called Nero who pops up, and she is a personal favourite. I'm not a big yandere, tsundere kind of guy, but the fact that she speaks in third person is just so funny. Every time she has such a presence on the page, and she has such a hatred of Chieri because she's popular and she's had seemingly have life handed to her, and she's got this faux boyfriend, and Nero has none of that. It's just so sweet. Chieri does everything she can just to be nice. She just wants to help everyone out. She's a bit of a plain Jane, let's be honest. But hey, again, that's not what you're reading it for. You're reading it for macro lady stepping on things. Speaking of stepping on things, quite a segue, there is a chapter where she does get Yumeji to paint her toenails. It goes exactly how you'd imagine it would, and probably a little bit more too. That being said, it is surprisingly light on the weird feet stuff. I feel weird for mentioning the feet stuff, both in the Kine video and this one now. But it's manga. It's a weirdly pervasive topic. I would have thought it would have been a huge part of this manga, but apart from a couple of scenes that are quite explicitly about that, it doesn't really come up that much, weirdly. It's mostly about her very long, lovely legs and everything above it. While Chieri is obviously very cute, has some lovely poses, some fantastic expressions, I can get that from anything, right? There's thousands of manga out there. But her being tall adds a significant difference. And what I really like are the details in everything that she uses. Obviously, she's 8 meters tall. She's not going to be able to use a pen or a pencil that a normal person could. So the government makes everything for her. The government issue her a phone, a pen, to keep up with the contemporary lifestyle. And it's such a small detail, but everything she uses is stamped with this big government manufacture labels, where it's like the serial number and the government logo. And I just love that. You see that pop up all the time. I really hope that if this gains any popularity more than it has, that they start selling phone cases that match her phone, because it's such a nice clinical design. I love it. So if you're not into that sort of thing, she's a high school girl, and as a result of being so big and so buxom, she's a bit over-sexualized. But it's one of those things where, again, that's what you're there for. You know, I don't think we're reading this by accident. I know it's trash in the nicest possible way. It's just a bit pulpy, but I will keep reading it just because I think the art's fun. I do wish that it wasn't so clinically drawn. A lot of the backgrounds are very simple because they are just real life, so it does feel a bit traced at points. I'm sure it's not, but it is, because it's slice of life. It is a school, a car, a city, a town, bedroom. And the fact that she's tall just means there's a lot of really nice perspective panels in here, but there's nothing too unique or make you go, wow, that is a really interesting way of presenting this. The one exception to this is the full colour panels. Usually it's a chapter cover, but sometimes we do get treated to them mid-chapter as well. and they're always just so lively. The perspective on them is fantastic, but there's always something going on. Even Chieri's friends get a cover, and it is so good. I love their poses, it's so JoJo-esque, and they look fantastic. Aside from the beautiful chapter covers that are just so energetic and fun, we are treated to these super nice colour panels, where they always happen in a special moment between Chieri and Yumeji. It's a moment where they truly bond, they're having fun with each other, and we just get to appreciate that in full colour to really hammer home how special this moment is for them. My absolute favourite panel is just the both of them looking up at the sky. The sky is in full colour, it's a lovely blue, clouds passing through the sky, but they're in grayscale. And it just really makes that sky pop, and I haven't seen that where a panel's usually in colour or grayscale, but this is a lovely mix of the two, and honestly it was my favourite paper for too long. I don't have any expectations for this manga, I'm just enjoying the ride, I'm not invested, but I am genuinely surprised that in this many chapters he hasn't accidentally gone into her mouth. That is something that I am worried will definitely come into play, because the big thing is that they haven't kissed, and she wants to kiss, and I think he wants to kiss as well. I won't go into how that will work. I don't think the author really knows either. I'm worried that it's going to turn into some weird vor stuff, and that is not my thing. Who knows? Maybe after I release this, she'll swallow him like a hot dog. I don't fucking know. Maybe he will. Maybe she'll roll him around in her mouth. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm worried about it because there is definitely something going on. The fact that they are leading up to a kiss is going to be weird. I don't know how they're going to deal with that, considering he fits in the palm of her hand. Now, let's not beat around the bush on this one. We know who this is for, and we know who's reading it. If you are not into, let's be honest, the front cover, this is not for you. If you're not into fan service, if you don't want to see this extraordinarily tall, buxom lady in revealing outfits or situations, give it a skip. This is not for you. If you're interested in that, or you like nice art with nice ladies, give it a go. And so I give this one a 6 out of 10. And all that leaves is for me to say a heartfelt thank you for watching. If you liked it, drop a like. If you didn't like it, drop a like. YouTube turned off dislikes, so I don't think it really matters anymore. If you loved it, who knows, you could subscribe, you could even ring that bell. I'm not going to clog up your feed. Look at this upload schedule. There isn't one. If there's anything you're reading that is short, sweet and weird in terms of manga, maybe in a graphic novel, but I'm mostly a manga guy, tell me about it. Please tell me about it. I will read it, and I will share my thoughts with the World Wide Web. And finally, shameless plug, I do have a Ko-fi link. No subscriptions, none of this Patreon stuff. It's £3. It's lower than the default. If you've got £3 burning a hole in your pocket, drop it my way. I assure you it will go towards copious amounts of caffeine to fuel these editing sessions.